Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Duels. As is tradition in the third episode officially, we are going to do some changes to the Emeria Reanimator deck. So, things that I have done. I've cut out a lot of cards and turned it to 60. I say a lot, I haven't cut out many. But, we have cut out ourselves the Kiora, because I didn't feel like she was really doing a great deal, and every single time I drew I was not happy to see her, so I decided to cut her. The only reason you'd want to put her in really is for this -2 and maybe a little bit of ramp from Kiora's +1, but it just wasn't really doing anything, and the only time we ever managed to cast Kiora was off an Emeria Shepherd, and if we were doing that then we'd already got either plenty of lands or we'd already started reanimating, so she wasn't doing enough for what I'd like anyway, so we ended up cutting her. The other thing that we ended up cutting was the Archangel as well. If we go to you, Exquisite Archangel, it was too situational, and we never found a point when it was actually useful, so I ended up cutting her as well. I can see the reason to put her in, but I think there are just better options that are more consistently useful. Speaking of, that was, in fact, the Linvala is what we traded it off for, so we've got Linvala down now. So 4 and 2 white for a 5/5 flying legendary creature. Linvala the Preserver enters the battlefield. If opponent has more life than you, you gain 5 life, which is really good to stabilize. If they have more creatures than you, we get a 3/3. So we get a 5/5 and a 3/3 and maybe even 5 life off of a single Linvala, which is pretty sweet. That is essentially the changes that I've made. I did mention that I wanted to add in a third green source for Plated Crusher, because this is the only creature that we can't hard cast in the entire deck. But for some reason, when I ended up skewing the lands in order to do that, I just ended up getting mana screwed in the most horrible ways. So maybe it's just down to variance, or maybe adding in 3 green sources is just not worth it to be able to cast the Plated Crusher. So if you do want a Reanimator deck that can cast everything, Plated Crusher is something that does have to come out, maybe for another Gaia's Revenge. A lot of you guys prefer Plated Crusher over Gaia's Revenge. I'm torn between them, to be perfectly honest. I think Gaia's Revenge has a good chance of dealing a stupid amount of damage very quickly and is very difficult to target, but can be blocked quite easily. That's the only thing, and doesn't have Trample, of course, so there are upsides to both of them. So if you did want to cut a Plated Crusher, a Gaia's Revenge might be a good idea there. There are also a lot of mythic creatures as well to let you choose from. A lot of the fun from a Reanimator deck as well is just making it your own, picking the creatures that you enjoy the most playing with, so it's up to you guys. Anyway, those are the changes to the deck, so let's go into the game, shall we? I'll see you there. Alright, we're in, and on the draw we have a turn 3 piece of the puzzle. We have 2 reanimation spells and a creature if we can dump to reanimate with. This seems pretty good, and the black mana as well. So let's keep it. It's about as good as a hand gets, as long as we can get rid of the Hydra. So, Evolving Wilds for our opponent. Grabs himself a forest. A good sign, I would say. It's the colour with not the right interaction for our deck, which is lovely. Right, Prairie Stream's the only tapped land that we have, so let's play it. We're going to have Anguished Unmaking mana open by turn 3 as well if we should need it. Green, white, into an Elvish Visionary. So this could be Abzan Elves, or just Elves in green-white. Or even potentially just humans that's using Elvish Visionary, I'm not quite sure. Alright, let's go with an island. No need to show him the black mana just yet. This is blue-white control as far as he's concerned. me have a drink of my tea. Ooh, an island. Super Friends then. It's Bant. Or maybe Flicker. Might be Bant Flicker. You don't see it very often, but those are the colours for it. Swings in for 1. Sunken Hollow. Okay. I think what we want to do here is Drown Catacomb and Pieces of the Puzzle. We could probably discard to hand size if we get lucky enough. So, Pieces of the Puzzle. If we hit 2, we can discard to hand size. And then all we need to do is find a land. Oh, well. We whiff entirely, but we do get some Emeria Shepherds into the graveyard, so... there is that. We have something to reanimate. Evolving Wilds. Cracks it. And gets a forest. Okay. Swings in for 2, down to 17. Now it's time for a Renegade Rallier. Oh, he's got nothing. He's got Flicker. 3 mana open. That's Flicker mana. Right. That's the mana that we needed, and the Sunken Hollow is going to come into play untapped as well. What we could do is we could Olivia for giggles. If any creature enters the battlefield, then we get to discard, which means we can discard the Hydra if Olivia survives. Does not go for any Flicker, but I imagine he's holding it up for when we try to remove his creatures, which is just not going to happen. Show me more signs that you're a Flicker deck, please. Altered Ego. Yeah. That's a good sign. Because you can Flicker... I can't even show you Altered Ego anymore. Can't be countered and it enters the battlefield as another creature, but you can Flicker it and then it'll probably enter as another one. I've never really used it in a Flicker deck, to be honest, so... you know. Right. So... if we went Sunken Hollow, which we're going to do anyway, because we kind of need the mana, we can Rise from the Grave. Since we don't have Spell Mastery, it's the same as Necromantic Summons. Rise from the Grave and Emeria Shepherd. That'll enter the battlefield, which means we can put a counter on it and discard the Hydra, and then we can get the Hydra back with Necromantic Summons next turn. With Spell Mastery, the Hydra grabs a Plains, and the Plains gets us the other Emeria Shepherd, or even an Isley. I think that's our line. Rise from the Grave. Emeria Shepherd. Spell Mastery's online. Olivia triggers. Discard the Hydra to give it haste. Swing for 5. Not a bad turn, if I do say so myself. Yep, there's Flicker. Right, we know what we're working with. Trades it out for a... wow. I really want to zoom into that, but if I do, it'll change and it looks glorious as it is. So that's an Emeria Shepherd. It looks like this. Fogwalker. Is that a tap thing? Yeah. Alright. So we only want to use our removal spells when he taps out. Oh, you had to fix it, didn't you? Okay, skip. Problem is, he now has his own little reanimator thing. He has nothing to reanimate right now, but it's something to bear in mind. Declaration in Stone. Right, I think we just want a Hydra. Grab. Maybe even an Isley, actually. So Isley can sack in response to removal so that we can gain life from it. I'm not sure that's entirely necessary, though. So Necromantic summons. Grab the Ugenwald Hydra. Ugenwald Hydra triggers. Grabs us a land. We want a Forest Plains. That allows us to grab the other Emeria Shepherd, I guess. We just need some self-mill though, otherwise it's not really doing much. And I'd like to keep everything that I've got in hand, I think. Then again, we could probably make him trade or use one of his flicker spells by discarding the Grasp. No, I need to be able to 2-for-1 if I have to. So 3 damage though, otherwise. If he... Yeah, let's do it. Drop the Grasp, gives it haste. Swing for 12. He blocks and flickers, most likely. I'm guessing with this guy to lock him down. No, he wants to draw a card. Okay. Or maybe not. He's thinking about it. Displace. So he gets to exile 2 creatures. Guess he's exiling... Yeah. Coming back as an Uvenwald Hydra. It's to tap down a creature. Our Hydra. Sweet. Okay. Let's fix that. It's a 5/5. So our air units are locked down. Fortunately for us, we have a Declaration in Stone and an Anguished Unmaking, so even if he does flicker it, we get to Declaration it. Or Anguished Unmaking. Whichever one he decides to do. We'll get it off the table once and for all. Swinging for a nice hefty amount, I'd say. Coming in with everything. Well, we block. Oh, it's got Skulk, of course. Nobody plays it, so I wouldn't know. Let's block his Visionary then. Down to 7. So we're going to go for an Anguished Unmaking here. He's going to flicker in response, which will fizzle it, which means we don't lose the 3 life, and then we'll Declaration it in response after that. Hopefully he doesn't have 2 flicker spells in hand. Or he doesn't open up the mana for it. And then we should be fairly well positioned. Long road home. Okay. I'm going to lock down another one of my creatures. And then a Declaration in Stone. Declaration. Reclamation Sage. To do nothing. Okay. Locks down our 5/5 Shepherd. He's cutting it close for us. Ooh. If we hit a Plains and a decent creature, we can get another one back. There's also an Eiley in there, so that's not too bad. Let's Oath first. See what we draw. Prized Amalgam to the bin. And... I guess it's the other Oath of Jace, although I really do want things in the graveyard. Are we just on a too lower life total to use Anguish Unmaking? Possibly. He's got too many shenanigans to trick us with, is the thing. You son of a bitch timer. Did it unselect my... Oh, it got rid of all my removal spells. Game. Why you do this? Oath of Jace. There's a Plains. There's an Ulamog. Play the Plains. Get the Ulamog. Get an Eiley. Gets us a Prized Amalgam. That makes up for my taking the piss punt. Do I want to discard a card to give her haste? No, I do not. Yes. I want Ulamog back. Yes, I want to discard a card to give him haste. Discard a land. And we can sack him to gain 11 life, which will allow us to survive. Let's swing in like so. Exile 20 cards from his library, see what he's working with. Yeah, he has Riley's in there. He has his own Hydra. We got rid of Avison, so we don't have to worry about that. Shikana, his own altered ego. Cool. Alright, and then we get a prize amalgam as well. And we don't want to give that haste. So we just have to survive the turn, which literally just revolves around sacking an Uvenwald Hydra. Tamio. Or one of the things that he locks down. Probably Ulamog. Oh no, he's locking down my Eiley. You'll regret that. Okay. He taps down. He thinks he goes for lethal. And we gain 10 life. Sweet. That should be the win. Unless he's got an Essence Flux in hand. But even then, we still win. Yep. We can win through one tap down from the Fogwalker getting flickered. I could even grab back the Hydra, discard it and attack him with that. Sure, why not? For funs. For funnies. Grab a Canopy V-Star. Grab the Oath of Jace. Grab the Oath of Jace. It's a shame I can't trigger Olivia first. That would have been nice because I could have discarded the Omnath to give it haste and then brought it back. Discard that. Discard that. Now I can give it haste. Discard Dragon Skull Summit. Swing in for a lot. Even through a mega punt, we still got there. Sweet. Alright, let's go on to the next round and then let's not take the piss with the timers, shall we? Alright, see you in a bit. Okay, we're in. We have 3 lands. We have a piece of the puzzle to loot. We have prize amalgams to dump and brilliant spectrums later down the line. Plus an Olivia. Let's keep it. Right, Evolving Wilds, crack it. I may sound rushed, and that's because I am, because the game keeps crashing. So I really just want to get through a game without a fatal error or some random disconnect so that I can get some content out today. Oh, it's been trying my patience all day. Something's up with it. Alright. Another prize amalgam. Wonderful. Right, Evolving Wilds will get a swamp this time. There we go. Yeah, 3 times it's crashed to a fatal error back to my desktop. And every game that's looking alright, our opponent either leaves in the first 2 rounds, or the first 2 turns, or some sort of desync for a disconnect comes along. It's been a nightmare today. It really has. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's the game, but hopefully we're going to do alright. There's a Declaration in Stone. Combustible Gearhulk in the yard. Grabbing that back should allow us to do a lot. Oh, you are kidding me. Oh my god. Why? Video's gonna be late today, guys. I think that's fourth time. Can't continue. And this time it'll run out, and then I'll spend half an hour waiting for it to resync, and it won't. So I'll leave, and my rank will plummet again. If I cared about my rank, I'd be annoyed about that, but no. I'm just going to leave this in here as a reminder. A very terrible reminder. Alright, I guess we're going to the next game. Okay, this is the match. This is the one where it works. This is a crap hand. This one's acceptable. Let's go. Our opponent is hopefully here and ready to play. Oh my god. So if you're wondering how many times the game has crashed, disconnected, and utterly destroyed my rank, I was rank 34 when I started. Yeah. Rank 34. Okay. Evolving Wilds. Crack it. Get a swamp. Thank you. Pass the turn. Our opponent's on colourless. Colourless, eh? Into a lupine prototype. Alright. It's like colourless vehicle Eldrazi, I guess. He's got to get his hand empty, so I mean he's going to have to be playing low cost things. We'll see. Don't like his odds of getting there. Let's go with an isolated chapel and pass the turn. Next turn, island into pieces of the puzzle. Hopefully grabbing us a 5-mana Reanimator spell and dumping big creatures. This is the goal. If it doesn't dump big creatures, then Brilliant Spectrum's going to be able to dump an Omnath anyway, so... Okay, 2 mana. Stuck there. I see how it is. Right, let's play an island and pieces of the puzzle. Excuse me, I might be sneezing. Hey, you guys should go check out his Twitch channel. There's a Ulamog and a Guy's Revenge. Somebody might be live streaming the other side of this. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe I should change my Steam name to my YouTube URL. Come on, opponent! This is the first game I've gotten out of somebody where they've participated for more than 3 turns and the game hasn't burst into flames. There we go, he's passing. Okay. This is the most exciting matchup. Let's go Mountain into Brilliant Spectrum for 4. Discard Omnath and Noxious Gear Hulk. Sweet. We're discarding to hand size, I think we are. Yeah, let's drop a Jace. Get him back later. Our opponent's hanging in there. If he really is mana screwed, I apologise to our opponent for continuing this game, and I apologise to you guys as well. I don't really want to put out content like this, but the game's been so weird recently that not only do I have to win this game to get back to the normal rank that I feel comfortable playing against people in, which is around rank 30, but I also really just need to win. I win a game. Alright, let's play land and pass the turn. Next turn we get our Omnath back and... well, actually, Omnath and Ulamog, or Ulamog and Gaia's Revenge. Well, there's a vehicle. He can crew it up if he wants. I'm really sorry, but I feel like I should just anguish on making your vehicle away. It's probably going to make you scoop. Goodbye. There we are. And a Rise from the Grave. Well, actually, a Rise from the Grave for an Omnath right now, and then an Ulamog and a Guy's Revenge next turn seems good. Because we can make a land drop. So we can actually make the most of Omnath right now and swing for 10 next turn anyway. So this guy can't block. Alright, what's our colourless opponent doing? What's this? Oh my god. Okay, spatial contortion, spatial contortion. Kills her Omnath. Ping him for 3. Play it that game, shall we? He hasn't scooped yet, and I applaud him. Because we're going to Ulamog and Omnath. We're going to play another land. And I think he needs a lot more than spatial contortions for this. Swing for 5. Yeah, we got him dead on board next turn. Got anything? No. Alrighty then. I'm just gonna kill him. I'd feel bad if I didn't. Exile 20 cards. Let's see what he was working with. Ulamogs. Eldrazi. Loads of artifacts. Fair enough. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. I do apologise for the mana screwed opponent at the end there, but it's the first game that I've managed to finish in about an hour, so I need to put it out there, otherwise this video is never going to get published. So if you did enjoy the content anyway, despite the negative things that I didn't really want to do, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Magic Duels content, and hit the little bell icon as well to be notified when I release new videos. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.